And here we are with this week's edition of The Quest, guys. And
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this right off the bat.
Yeah. Did you
I
like it?
I
liked
actually enjoyed this one.
Yes, sir.
I didn't at
So
first.
did I.
did not at first. The first
No?
quarter of this film was so like it wasn't explaining shit. It was just going from one scene
No,
to the next
because
scene
it-
to the next scene. Bam, bam, bam.
It was one of those movies that showed you the ending, then took you back 35 years, I believe it was.
Something like
then
that,
you
yeah.
got the story.
But then on
Yeah,
top of that,
yeah.
like even then, like for the first like 30 minutes, they weren't really telling you what they were doing. They were just doing shit to do it. But eventually
Yeah.
the story started picking up. And you know
Yeah.
what? I've
Yeah,
actually
this is-
learned that I love these styles of movies. Because like, you know, Sleepy
know.
Hollow and shit like that. This is like a
Yes.
Sleepy Hollow
And-
type movie.
Would you notice that, right? The way it was filmed with the foggy scenes
Yeah.
everywhere and every constant darkness.
Like that
Like,
15th,
love it.
15th Street. This was done in the
Yeah.
This was done in 18th
was 1800.
century France. That's what this was.
Right. Yeah.
So I like these.
It was
styles.
like the late 1800s because when on the current time was 1911. Remember that on the
Oh, okay.
thing.
And
But then then it went back 35 years to the story, and then yeah.
No, I don't
So
know.
it
I
was
like
like 1880 something. It was really
obviously,
a really
like
good
I said,
film.
you know, we don't do spoilers on here, but I will
Yeah, so I'm
say,
being
like,
careful about it.
yeah, no, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I actually going into this, I'll tell you right off the bat,
Mhm.
I did not have any. I didn't watch a trailer for it. I didn't even read the synopsis. When you said, "Hey,
no?
this
Okay.
is my pick," I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it."
You know, I read the synopsis. I watched it. I love the trailer. And I love curses type of movies. Gypsy. Anytime gypsies are in movies, it's like, yeah, it could be
That's the
okay.
thing. I didn't
And
know
it didn't
nothing.
disappoint.
I didn't
Yeah.
know anything
Yeah.
about this movie. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know I mean, I kind of figured it was kind of a horror movie because of
Yeah, no, but
the
I'm
name
giving
and
it in
shit.
a way. It was like a curse revenge movie.
kind of, yeah. I'm not gonna say what
That's-
kind of curse or anything like that. You guys have
Yeah,
to
no.
watch it.
Mhm. Yeah.
But no, I actually the story of it wasn't bad.
Story wasn't bad. The production.
It was a generic story.
The whole movie.
Like it wasn't
Yeah.
a very unique story, but I looked
No,
past it
but-
because it was done well. The acting was really
I
good.
was
Like,
gonna say the production was one of the highlights. in
oh,
it.
absolutely.
Yes.
Which is surprising
Yeah.
because this was not a like blockbuster movie.
Yeah, no, I noticed that, and I will say the movie was an hour and 57. It was a long movie.
Oh, it
an hour and
was.
50
No, because
seconds,
I was hurting towards it.
fucking. Yeah, and there were moments in the movie that I was like, "On, get to it! Like, let's go!"
No,
It was
it
a
was.
lot of dialogue, a lot of
The second half.
But
The
yeah,
second
yeah,
half was when
I
it
agree.
really got good.
Mhm. yeah,
The first half,
And
it was
the
slow.
second half, It was very slow, a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue, which I get it. They were focusing on character development,
Yeah.
which I enjoy, but it was just dragged a little. But overall, wonderful film.
I'm gonna say it. This did not need it. It did not need it at all.
Okay.
But this movie even had a brief moment of titty in it.
It did. It had sideways front titties. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, no, they were there
on the camera.
But they were there. Like you see nipple. It was
They were there. She was bathing or whatever. She was washing herself, and the husband walks in, or I mean, her father walks in.
I won't. No, that wasn't the father. That better have been the husband. Now that I think about it, which one was? Okay, I don't want to give spoilers. Was that the daughter?
Yeah, no, I think that was the daughter, right? And he accidentally walked in. That's why he gave her that foul look, like lock your fucking door type look.
Okay, then you know what? I'm not going to give any. This is not spoilers here, but I have to say this.
Yeah.
Now that whole scene just changed for me. Why the fuck did he stare so long?
Well, that's what it was. It was fucked up because he did stare, but then also gave her that lock the fucking door look.
No, but I've had those moments with my kids, both of them, and you know what? It lasted about maybe 20 seconds. I was like, oh shit, my bad.
Like,
close the fucking door.
Away, sorry,
but
bad.
This motherfucker walked in and he was like,
like I made you.
Like now I feel different about it. God damn it.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm almost sure it was a daughter.
No, I think you were. No, I think you were right now. Yeah, it wasn't the wife. Yeah, fucking.
It was definitely the daughter.
Son of a bitch. Now that whole scene is completely different now.
This was different times. He was like, man, I created that. Like the fucking door.
Yeah, right. Next time this happens, you're gonna regret it. Like. God damn it, man! You ruined that whole fucking scene for me. That sucks.
Hey, you know what it said? You was gonna regret it.
I mean, it is what it is. It's the 1800s, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't think there was much law back then, so it would have probably been all right.
It was France too.
Yeah, right.
But before we get into any more of the film, let me get it out of the way, guys. This is our quick, no-nonsense, spoiler-free movie review. Every Wednesday we do this. We are on search. We are in the USS Yamama on a voyage to find good movies. No matter what they are.
Found one.
Yeah. No matter what they are, that's what we do. And make sure to check out our website. You're watching this on YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Stay up to date with all things Noble that we do here. Make sure to check out the website. Full catalog is there. Full merch store is there. Full schedule. Everything is there. That is noblegi.com. You see it on screen. But for those who don't see it on screen, that is what it is. NOBULLGI.com. Get some merch. It goes a long way and it helps out a lot.
It helps out, guys. Yeah.
It does. It definitely does. But yeah, tonight we are talking about, like I said, spoiler free, only a half hour. It is unlike what we normally do with our other shows. This one's a short, right to the point. You know, we talk to you about some keynotes, nothing spoiler wise, and then we give you our scores, what we thought about it, if we recommend it, and then we're out. It's kind of like how we meet up with your mom.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Type
in and out, you know.
In and out.
It's kind of like how you were born.
Exactly.
In and
that
out.
Was a mistake.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it was a toilet bowl.
I was
baby.
gonna say I was left on the toilet seat and I just sat down and bloop, there it went.
Now, my dad pulled out of my mom's butt cheeks and he didn't realize it was going. You know.
Yeah, that was you were a drip baby.
Yep.
It dripped. It went in the butt and it came out and dripped down and boop, there it went. You were an ass baby.
There we go.
You were an ass strip baby.
Yep. Too bad.
Damn.
It was an ass strip baby. A stinky baby.
Yep. Well, I mean, that explains why you look like a dickhead.
That's it.
There you go.
I'm even shaved like one.
Yeah,
nice
big
and
old
bald
fucking big old funky dick.
Don't.
But yeah, tonight we are doing The Cursed, not to be confused with The Curse. Keep that in mind. I made that mistake doing research on it. So
yeah, it had for such a movie with such a generic name, it was pretty damn good.
No, it was. Like again, I love like movies like Sleepy Hollow, From Hell, all those movies that are based around like 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th century type shit.
Yeah, with that gloomy filming style.
Like like you like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type shit. You know, it's like I don't know. I was not like again. I did not know what this movie was. I don't know why. I think it's because I was so busy. I was so busy over the last week.
But even the trailer and the description doesn't tell you much besides it's just a curse, you know, and it's
that's
basically
the thing.
what the title is.
I didn't know. I didn't. Usually, I'll watch a trailer because I want to know what I'm getting into with you. Because sometimes, especially with horror movies, you haven't given me any action movies yet. I'm waiting for that, but. You've given me a few sci-fi movies. You've given me some horror movies, but I'm waiting for like some action or some suspense or some thrillers or some shit. But I always, whenever you throw a horror movie down, I always do research first because I'm like, okay,
prepare yourself.
I need to know. Because you while out on some shit, dude. Like you'll make me sit through a movie about a killer pair of socks. So
and I enjoy it, and you're like cursing my name.
Heavens. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I gotta know if I need to like get drunk or something before a fucking episode or some shit.
What kind of snacks you're gonna consume during it? You know, crack or just juice or whatever will be fine.
Do I need to actually pull out the hard stuff? You know, like.
Yep.
But no, this was not one of those. I will actually say you picked a good one here. This was actually a good movie. Everything about this movie. I mean, again, I will be fair. It definitely does pick up slow. If you do not have patience, you might quit on it. And please don't.
You could, but don't. Definitely. This is one of those movies that, the first 25 minutes, you're going to be like,
oh, yeah, no. I thought I was going to be mad about this one. I thought this movie was a sleeper for me because I was like, in the beginning, I'm like, it kept jumping. I'm like, this is stupid and this is pissing me off. And I'm like, I'm not liking this movie. And then all of a sudden the movie picked up and I'm like, I had to sit up and I had to pay attention.
It's one of these movies that even when you start the movie kind of makes no sense, but if you stick to the end, it all comes full circle. It explains itself well.
I almost had a very common gripe that me and you have complained about because for the first 20 minutes of the actual revealing of certain things, you don't actually see certain things.
You don't.
And I won't it has to do with the curse, but I won't say what because I want people to be surprised. But you don't see it. You don't see it, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's gonna be one of those fucking movies. And lo and behold,
camera type stuff.
Lo and behold, that was only for a little bit. So it changed.
Towards the end, you got to see even the creature, everything you get to see towards the
end. Everything was there. Everything was on display. Even the gore wasn't like the gore was there. There was gore. It wasn't
terrible. It wasn't over the top,
crazy. But again, it didn't need it.
It wasn't crazy. It didn't need it. This was very story driven. This movie.
Very much.
Yeah, very story driven, and it was enough to keep you engaged. Without all the extra gore and extra titties and shit like that.
Absolutely. Like, I'm surprised they actually did. Like, again, I'm going to go back. Like, that whole fucking scene is ruined for me now. You've ruined the one thing I was like, damn, but you ruined it. You ruined it for me. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, here's the thing, right? To be fair, fucking a chick at that period of time, no matter how good she looked, probably would have been really bad anyway, because here's the thing. One, it was so hard to get those gowns off. Two, she wore that gown so long, and it's fucking humid as hell, as you can tell, because it's foggy, right? So you know that coochie probably smell, right?
Yeah, funky cooch, yep.
And here's the other thing about that time, okay? Because this was all the way up into the 1900s.
Well, there was no
toilet paper.
That fever, right?
Well, not just that. There was no toilet paper.
Yeah.
They had baths, but there was no toilet paper. People in the Wild West didn't have toilet paper. We didn't. I don't know what the exact year was, but toilet paper is a fairly modernized late 1900s fucking not 1900s 1800s is a late 1800s fucking discovery.
Now, mind you, in the movie they are wealthy, so I'm thinking they may have those perks
no,
that's
the thing that even rich people back in the day did. Like rich people in
they have it.
Even in like the British times, they had like fancy ways of doing it, but no, there was no toilet paper.
They used to use reusable rags, that they would wash and that stuff.
I mean, come on, condoms. You know what they used to use for condoms back then?
No.
Pigskin. They used to wrap like pigskin and shit around it. Those were the early that was the early days of birth control.
What disease was mentioned in this movie? Was it cholera or something like that? I think that's cholera. What they were. Yeah, that's what the fuck they were going through as well.
No, I don't know. Like, again, I don't hate anything about this movie except for the very first start of it, right? I don't hate it, but I can see people getting turned off by the beginning of it, right? And that's what sucks.
I think what they should do with this movie, because you know how sometimes they remaster them or whatever, just kind of like compress it a little bit, because some of the stuff in the beginning wasn't even necessary.
And you know what? No, because here's the thing. Going back into now that I've watched the whole movie, some of it in the beginning makes sense now. But the problem is you have to get to the end to be like, oh, okay.
Also remember that this is a highly driven suspense movie. There were scenes where they would just like walk around for like what felt 5 fucking minutes just looking for something. You know what I mean?
Which I have no problem with. Like, I love a good story.
Yeah.
And again, this wasn't a great story. This was not a great story. It was a fairly generic story, but it was well done. That's my thing. It was a well done. Even though it was a generic story, it was well done. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I wish I couldn't find the budget for this. I will say this. You ready for this? Okay. So I do have some numbers for you. I'll get these out of the way real quick before we get into the final part of the show here. The actual domestic box office. So that means it actually did make it to theaters at one point. Not very long, though. The domestic box office, which not bad for a very independent film. $4,588,389.
And you know that's crazy. Because I think that's how much the movie would have cost. Because remember all the extra things they needed, like to make the
there was CGI in this film.
There would have to been,
No, there was definitely CGI, which good CGI too. It wasn't bad CGI. It was actually good.
All was CGI, you could tell.
It was. No, there was good CGI in there. There was good atmosphere. It was actually good. So, if this movie, I don't know if this movie was a box office success or not. Because I don't know exactly what the budget was. But,
we don't know what the budget was,
And then on top of that...
I imagine that's how much they spent to film it, because, I mean, all the props, 1800 looking
I don't know, man. It might have been more.
It was heavy.
This might have been a box office failure, because I think it might have been more than $4 million.
It would have to be,
Then they made extra money on the DVD and Blu-ray sales, which I didn't know that DVD was still a thing. That surprised me. Oh yeah, never mind. DVD is still a thing because my son. We got my son. My son got this new Super Mario because he loves DVDs and shit like that. He likes to collect them.
They still sell them.
Yeah, no, the Super Mario movie that we got him, like the new Super Mario movie. It came with the DVD. It was a Blu-ray, but it came with the DVD as well.
It also comes with the DVD.
So I think that's what they're doing now. I think they're just giving you the fucking DVD. They're like, here, take this shit.
$20 for the movie. You get both.
You get both. Yeah. But the sales for that were on an additional $330,844. And it was released in 2022, which I will always say this: movies that are released post 2020 that are not super woke, I applaud.
Yeah, are really good. Yeah.
And this was not, it did not make women, okay, here's the thing. This was done at a time where women didn't even have rights yet, okay?
Yeah, no.
And they made sure they made a point.
Yeah. I mean, they had the maids and everything. Yeah. They weren't being paid at that time. No. Yeah, they weren't being paid. They were just that's what I'm saying. Slaves.
So my thing is like, slaves, you're basically, okay, my thing is you're not afraid to tell a story that is a period film. The right way. Because this is a period film. You have to tell it the right way. So women weren't the fucking... It wasn't a woman that was fucking running around with a fucking Uzi that saved a day. You know? No. And that's because it was the 1800s. It wasn't like that. So I applaud... I'm not afraid. I
like period movies that are done accurate to the time.
Like, for example, if you're going to do a World War II movie, you can't have female Rambos in a World War II movie because that wasn't how it happened.
Exactly.
It wasn't happening. Yeah. Women during that period of time, they were part of it, but they were more along the lines of like nurses and shit like that. There was no front-lining fucking like Rambo women in World War I and II. No. There wasn't. But they do make movies like that because they want to be inclusive.
They do.
I'm like, you're ruining the concept of it because you're not telling you're being inclusive for the sake of being inclusive.
Is that authentic to the time? Yeah.
Exactly. So no, I applaud this movie. This was a period movie, and they told the story that was based in that period. So applaud that. But it is that time because this one's short to the point. Short and to the point, we're going to get into the our scores and our final thoughts of the film. For those who are new, of course, we will get a little rundown here for you. We give 4 categories, a 1 through 5, and in between 1.5, 2.5, and so on. That is on story, acting, gore, because this was a horror movie, and production. Mm-hmm. And if it's below a 1, we give it a noble pile. If it's above a 5, we give it a noble seal. Then we move on to the woke meter. The higher the number goes up to 10, the worse and more intrusive that the wokeness was. And then after that, we give our overall score, which is 1 through 10, middle points in between as well, and the noble pile and noble seal are in effect. So, with that said, as we do on all these type of shows, we turn it over to VC Lauren. What do you give your score on the story for The Cursed?
Really enjoyed it. I'm not going to give it a 5, but I am going to give it a 4.5. Oh, it was engaging, highly engaging.
You actually gave it a better score than I did. I gave it a 4, which is not too far off, but I did give it a 4.
Yeah, it's been done differently a little bit, but it had its twist that made it almost original.
Yeah, I won't, without going into too much. There were certain things that, there was quite a few things that were done in this movie that have been done many a times. But they did it well. Like, again, if you're going to make, like, for example, when you watch something like Underworld, that fucking movie with the vampires and all that other shit, and they're fighting werewolves and stuff, right? How many times has that been done? A billion times, right? But Underworld was fun to watch. So you're like, okay, fine.
Because they did it. Though it's been done, they did it right.
They did it good. They did it fun. It was fun. Yeah. So you can do. It's not going to earn you any bonus points for doing a generic story. Yeah. But as long as you do a generic story well, it's fine. So I give it a 4. You give it a 4.5. So let's move on from that. We will go into now acting. What do you give the score for acting?
I thought the acting was great as well. I don't think any of those characters. In no way, it wasn't over the top, but it definitely wasn't below. So I'm going to give it a 4.
You give it a 4?
Was pretty on cue. Yeah.
Okay, no.
Clean acting.
Again, I give it a 4, so we're even on that one. So that's good. That's good. So we got a 4. We're staying within the 4 range, guys. We haven't dropped below fucking 4. So now the gore score. What do you give the gore score for this film?
Well, see, this movie had gore, but it didn't have over the top gore. No. But it didn't need it. Like you said earlier, did not need it.
It used gore when it needed to gore. That's what it was.
When it needed to be used, it was very little. So I'm going to give it a 2.5. It was there. It was done well. It wasn't over the top, but it was what it was for the movie. 2.5.
That is wild. We're staying fairly on the same page. Yeah. I also gave it a 2.5.
Yeah.
Because it was fairly average. It was what it was. They used it when they needed to. I won't. There was one scene in it that was fairly gore. Like they had some gore in there that was a little extra, but it made sense. Every little bit of gore that they used in this film, it was necessary. It wasn't like they were trying to be gory for the sake of being gory. So bravo on that one. I appreciate that. But 2.5. But that 2.5 is not a bad thing. Yes, is it a lower score?
No,
but it's not bad.
Yeah.
If this movie was trying to be a fucking gory film and we gave it a 2.5, that would have been a little different. So this is a fair 2.5.
But this movie,
So moving on to the next one, what do you give the production of this film?
Oh, it's going to get a solid 5. I really enjoyed the production. I just love those dark, gloomy movies. And that gave it to us. I
totally agree. This is up there with like Sleepy Hollow and all that other shit. Yes. That's what this movie felt like. This felt like a Sleepy Hollow kind of movie. And I also give it a 5. We were pretty fucking solid on this one. I'm curious to see what our end result is.
Flawlessly done.
The production was the best part of this film. The production was very well done. Like, they definitely used CGI Obviously, they definitely did. I don't know how much how much was CGI and how. See, that's another thing. When you can't tell the difference between practical effects and CGI, that's
Right.
things that was dealt. That means it was good, right? That wasn't horrible
Yeah,
CGI.
I think all the gore was practical, but now the outside scenes when they were in the
outside
fields and
scenes,
everything, that
some
was
of
all
that, some of the
CGI.
atmosphere was
Yeah.
CGI. There were certain other things about it that I won't mention that was definitely CGI. But no, I mean, all in all, like production, pretty solid.
Beautiful.
Like I don't know what the budget was, but they used it right.
Yeah.
They used it right. So I definitely applaud them for that. So now, with that said, going on to the woke score. What do you give? How did the woke meter move for you?
It was a period movie, so I don't think there was no wokeness. So
I mean,
just
they
keep
could
it
still
as
do
one.
it. They could still do it. I mean, there's been
They could
plenty of
still do it,
people, but
well, yeah, I mean, but they kept it to the period. you
no,
know?
they did it how it was
Yeah.
supposed to be. They told the story.
Yeah.
That was if it's about a period where women, like I said, women were not like
Women
heroic.
were oppressed. That's
Yeah,
just the,
women were
that's the reality.
women
They were
weren't
oppressed.
depicted as like superheroes in this movie because
Yeah.
women weren't at that time.
No.
Women were they were
Women
told to
in
be
this
quiet and look pretty and be moms and shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the women in this movie did what they did in that period.
Exactly.
They stood there, they waited for a command,
Exactly.
and then they did the command.
Like for example, without giving this is not a spoiler. Like when she walks into the
Right.
room, he's like, she didn't say a word until he introduced her, because that's how that was back then.
exactly. That's how that was. And even at the end, when he got mad at one of the other characters, and he's like, "I don't want to hear no more of a curse."
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
She
Yeah.
just stood up and she didn't leave the room till she was ordered to.
Until she was dismissed,
That's-
exactly. Because
Right.
now you can't do that in modern day, because then it's like, you don't tell me
No.
what to do. But okay, that's
Right.
not modern day. If you're going to tell a story that
For
has
the
to do about
period,
that,
that's how it was.
So I applaud that. I
May
do
not be
applaud
correct,
that.
but that's how it was.
It's not politically correct, but that's because the 1800s weren't politically correct. So, so yeah, no, that I straight one for me, didn't move at all. I appreciate that. Told a good story. So with that said, we're at the final point of our show here. What do you give the overall score of The Cursed?
I gave it a 10. I really enjoyed it.
Oh wow, you gave it more than I did.
I really
you did give it
enjoyed
more than I did. Give it a 10.
Yeah, I gave it a 10. I'm not going to give it a noble C.
No,
Not that great of a movie.
No.
But it was definitely good. I give
Like
it.
you got to be groundbreaking in fucking all kinds of crazy ways.
Oh,
to get it
absolutely.
sealed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't give it a 10. I gave it an 8, which is
Okay.
still good.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I couldn't give it a 10 because I mean the story. While yes, the story was well done, it is a generic story. I've seen this story before. Like,
Yeah.
Like I can compare this. Like now, I'm not saying this movie is exactly like Sleepy Hollow, but this felt like Sleepy Hollow in production wise and mood and all
It had
other
that
shit.
ambience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like all this has been done before. Now I do enjoy these type of movies. I do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying any of this is bad. That's why it's getting an 8. It's getting an 8. I couldn't give it higher than 8 because again, it wasn't a seriously super original story. And that's what really held it back. If they would have done something unique with it, something that shocked me, and then again that first 30 minutes of the movie, that did help lower that. I could have probably, if it wasn't for that, I might have been able to give it a 9. I might have been able to give it a 9. But because of the first 30 minutes and because it's a fairly generic story, I had to give it an 8. But everything else about the film, perfectly well. Definitely, it's as of right now, this film is on Hulu.
Yes.
So if you have Hulu, go give it a watch.
Oh, this is definitely a watch.
Yeah, no, it's
and if
worth
it
it.
wasn't on there, it's definitely a
It's
$5
$5 rental.
Needed,
Yeah, absolutely. If it's not available for you to stream on one of your services, it's definitely worth a $5 watch. I definitely do. I don't regret watching this movie at all. I'm quite happy with it. I haven't seen one of these type of movies in a while either.
No, me neither. I think this is like the first one in a couple years.
Quite a few years, yeah. This type of style of movie, I haven't seen one of them. So
yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And this is a fairly new movie.
It is.
It
22.
just came out last year.
22, yeah. So no, thank you for this movie. It's a good movie. I hope this director finds it in themselves to make something else of similar value. Maybe a little more unique of a story. You know?
Yeah.
Have a little bit more freedom to write their own story, maybe. I don't know. All in all, good story. Acting was good. Everything was good. Bravo. Thank you for this. Thank you for the gem. Thank you for the gem. So
Your buddy.
But that is tonight's episode, and it is time for us to get the hell out of here, guys. Make sure to tune in every Wednesday for our Quest episodes every Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST
is that on demand. Hump day gift we give you.
This is our little hump day thing, right? Enjoy to get your hump day going. And then, of course, every Thursday is Attacking the Topic, 7:55, 8 p.m. EST. And then Fridays is Grim Tales, the podcast. Make sure to check that out. That's 12 o'clock p.m. EST, at least up until episode 30. So once you get to episode 30, no more. Which I'm sure you'll see this episode before it reaches the episode 30.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, every Sunday, 6:55, 7 o'clock p.m. EST, game nights with yours truly. You can find this and more over on our website, nobullgi.com, NOBULLGI.com. Check it out, guys. Merch store is there. Full catalog of every episode we've done, every bit of content, and we do have more unique planned content for the future. All that is past, present, and future. Make sure to check it out. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with all things Noble that we do here. Pass it around. Get yourself some merch. Help the channel. Everything goes a long way.
Help us grow.
But with that, we're going to get the hell out of here, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your hump day and the rest of your day. And we will see you when we see you.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out, peeps.